Hi, I'm Dr. Covert. I'm going to be a professor for the semester for Math 1320. I wanted to take about 10 minutes and show you around our Canvas site, show you a few highlights of the syllabus. I'm going to ask you to look over these things a little bit more carefully, but I wanted to at least hit the highlights and get you started. So when you log into Canvas, and Canvas is going to be our main resource for everything. Everything is going to revolve around Canvas. When you log into Canvas, you're going to see this homepage, and I have here at the top a link that says Start Here. Each of these links are going to take you to different modules. So there's multiple ways to get there. So if you click on modules on the left, it'll take you to the same page. But anyway, so there, I have a Start Here module, which is going to have a link to this video that you're watching now, has a link to the course syllabus, which I want to go over in just a minute here. And it has a link to a few other things as well. So the auto access frequently asked questions. Auto access is the program through the bookstore where you basically already paid for your book for the course. It's included in the tuition. If you have any questions about that program, this is the document that you can kind of look over there. The next module is what's called course agenda. And this is where you'll actually be watching the videos. And this will have kind of an agenda laid out week by week. If you are someone that wants to work ahead, you are more than welcome to do that. You just have to at least keep pace of the videos that I have here. So I have due dates. For example, the due dates for chapters 1 to 3, that material is due Sunday the 28th. And then starting August 29th, you'll start chapter 4. Okay, so starting no later than the 29th. So if you want to finish the material for the week early, you're welcome to do that. And then you can move on and you can kind of pace yourself in that sense. But I have kind of a set schedule where I want you to at least keep up with that set schedule that I have. So if we click on any one of these links here, so the August 22nd to 28th agenda shows you what I want done week by week. Okay, so I have everything here. Try and log into MyMathLab, log into Canvas, look around the syllabus, email me. And then once you do that, watch the following videos. And I always have it kind of set to watch these videos in the order that I like. This is, again, the syllabus and introduction video that we're talking about now. And then I have a chapter 1, a chapter 2, and then 2 chapter 3 videos. And then I always like you to do it in this order. Then I like you to do the homework and then the quizzes. Okay, so I always want you to start the homework and do the homework first, and then later you can do the quizzes. So that's the order that I like to do it in. Chapters 1 through 3, I think this is the only time that I do it. But chapters 1 through 3, I kind of just incorporate all in one week. So this is the only week where I cover multiple chapters. And chapters 1 and 2 are really just about like what is statistics and how do you organize data. Okay, so that's chapter 1, and then chapter 2 is how to organize the data. So that actually is the 2 chapters. They're really easy and easy to do together. Chapter 3 is really short. So these 3 chapters all fit together very nicely in one week. And then this is the only time I'll actually combine chapters in a particular week. So that's that. So again, watch the videos, do the homework, then do the quizzes in that order. And then you'll do this week by week, and this has the agenda laid out for everything. So that's what the course agenda there is. Okay, so these are where all the videos are put. And then below that, I have just a few handouts. So a list of R commands. R is the free statistical software that we're going to be using for the semester. I have formula sheets and tables. So this is actually a document that was created by the company that publishes the book. So it's actually the formula sheet that's going to accompany the book. It would be kind of like in the front of the textbook or in like the front cover. They also, the people that publish the book, Pearson, also have these PowerPoint presentations. I don't use them, but if you find them helpful to kind of review the material, you're more than welcome to use them. So they're there. And then I also have a chi-squared table, which is a distribution table that's oddly not in the book that I needed to supplement with. So that's the idea there. I'm going to be updating this, but this is an old midterm project, and that'll kind of help you get started. The midterm project will be due right around when we start chapter 9 or 10, somewhere in there. So that's the idea. So we have plenty of time. We have, a couple months before we need to even worry about talking about the midterm project. So that'll be a conversation for later. And then in the later videos that I make, so when I made videos for chapters 9, 10, and so on, I had worksheets that went with them. And so these are the worksheets there. Apparently it's chapter 10 and later, not chapter 9. So these are the worksheets that go with those videos. So anyways, these are the different things that we have on our Canvas site. And again, let's talk a little bit about the syllabus. And I want to be very brief here. That's not good. This is not the right syllabus. That was weird. I don't know why refreshing made the syllabus appear, but there it is. The syllabus, again, is super self-explanatory. The top part is basically just my contact information. So my name, my email. I'm very rarely in my office, so email is the best way to get a hold of me. I'll have virtual office hours Monday, Wednesday from 1 to 2:30. And the Zoom link is posted on our Canvas site. So if you go back to the home button on our Canvas site, this Zoom link is where I'll be holding my office hours. So those will always be virtual. I don't have any in-person office hours unless they're made by appointment. So that's that. So office hours are just times I'm around. You don't need to schedule anything with me. Just know that I do have 2 kids. So I have a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old. And so what that means is that my time, like after school pickup, is kind of taken until they go to sleep. So, 3 to 9 p.m. roughly I have stuff to do there. So I may be a little bit less responsive in that time. But otherwise, you can always feel free to email me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So just be patient if you're emailing me during that time. The textbook is the 10th edition by Neil Weiss. There's the ebook available on Pearson, so I'll show you how to walk through that. There's also this access code, which you'll need to register for the course, and I'll show you how to use that as well. Okay. The course offers what's called supplemental instruction. So what that means is that this is basically a resource for you. This is a student that took the course 1 or 2 years ago, did really well, and now he's kind of a liaison between the instructor and the students. And so he's kind of an in-between there. And so he'll reach out to you and tell you a little bit about himself and kind of the services that he offers. He does a little bit of tutoring isn't the right word, but it's kind of like some review of stuff. So it's seeing it through another lens. So sometimes that can be helpful there. So he's a good resource there. He's also very good at using R. So if you have any questions with downloading R, installing R, how to get R to do what you want it to do, he's a very good person to ask as well. I'm also around. Feel free to email me with any questions you have there. You also have the Math Academic Center, which is in the 2nd floor of SSB. Okay, so I've left you the links there. We are going to be using the computer basically every day, so you'll be expected to have access to the internet every day or almost every day. We're going to be doing homework, quizzes, and exams all on MyMathLab. Okay, so quizzes and basically I like everything to be due on Sunday night. So with the online course, you have kind of the week, and then at the end of the week, you do the homework and the quizzes, and then the next week you could start the new material. So I have a calendar that corresponds with Canvas. I have the calendars at the end of the syllabus. We'll have 3 tests, so that roughly splits the material up into thirds. So chapters 1 to 5, 6 to 9, sometimes 10, and then 10 to the end. Okay, so that's generally how the test breakdown goes. These days are going to stay constant unless there's some sort of I don't know. I can't imagine a scenario where I'd have to change the due dates, especially with an online course when everything's kind of up to you. But anyway, so the due dates for the exams are going to be those 3 dates. And then, like I said, the midterm project is still a couple months away for us to talk about it. The final project is in lieu of a final exam. So that's the story there. As far as the midterm and the final project, the idea with the final project is to get you to be comfortable using R. R is this free statistical software that's useful for the course. It's useful starting all the way in chapter 2. So there's some stuff that you can do in chapter 2 with R. Yeah, R is just kind of some nice, free, useful software that we're going to be using. And part of the course is learning how to use R to do statistical analysis. At least learning how to start to do statistical analysis. So the midterm project is going to be completely optional. It's just to get ready for the final project. And we'll talk about that as time goes on. There's going to be, like I said, regular homework through MyMathLab. If you have any questions about using MyMathLab, I have kind of some notes on how to use it here. The grade breakdown is that we're going to have 3 exams for 100 points each. Homework and quizzes are 50 points each. And so what that means is that if you have like a 90% in homework and an 80% in quizzes, then you get 45 points for homework because that's a 90% of 50. And then if you had an 80% in quizzes, you would get 40 points because that's 80% of 50. So I take whatever that percentage of points is based on your homework and quiz percent score to convert that to points. And then the final project is also 50 points. Okay, I do not use plus or minus grades, so just be aware of that ahead of time. If that bothers you, you can switch or change or I don't know why it would bother you, but anyways, it's there. basically read the rest of the syllabus as carefully as you can. Even though we're going to be an online course, we're still going to be interacting a little bit. So I still expect there to be kind of good behavior and everyone to be nice and respectful and encouraging of others. So all of that normal stuff that will go in a course, all of that collegiality that I would expect from one another, I still expect in an online course. Academic integrity and plagiarism, read that over very carefully. If you have questions, let me know. If you're registered with disability services, or basically if there's anything that I need to know, if you're an athlete, if you're registered with disability services, if you, have some sort of health issue, which could potentially complicate when you take exams, if you're going to be traveling for work, whatever, if there's something I need to know, just reach out, tell me, and I'll help you make it, work. Okay. And that's basically the syllabus, except like I said, at the end, there's this tentative course schedule. Okay. And so this has all the different material broken down into when we're going to study it. And so that's the course and the course objectives there. The last thing I want to show you is MyMathLab. Actually, there's two more things I wanted to show you. In the syllabus, there's a link around the final and midterm projects here to download R. And so this is going to be the link to download R. And so you click that. This is a comprehensive R archive network. So CRAN, CRAN. And then depending on whether you have a Mac or a Windows machine, this will tell you how to download that. And so you just click on basically the latest release, and that'll help you get started and install that correctly. If you have a Windows computer, this will be very similar. So you just click on the latest release. These are what you want to do if you want to install R for the first time. Okay, so again, you could download the same software there, but for Windows. If you do not have a Mac or a Windows computer, so if you have a Chromebook or if you have, if you're using an iPad, MyMathLab doesn't really like interacting with iPads too much, but if you have a Chromebook, for example, you can use what's called RStudio in the cloud. So R is statistical software, and then RStudio is actually an app that's not done by R, but it incorporates R into it. And so RStudio is often what gets used professionally for data analysis and statistical analysis. So if you are more computer savvy and you want to try to use RStudio that has a little bit more bells and whistles, I think R is a little bit cleaner. It's a little bit lighter of an app. It's a little easier to use. So I'm just going to use regular old R. And R, when you download it, is going to look like this. So you're going to open it up and it's going to have different things that you can do. So you can already start to use it as a calculator. You can find, square root of 10 or pi or whatever. You can kind of go through and use it as a calculator just to get started with it. And then I have some videos. I'm going to be making a dedicated series of videos on how to use R, starting with how to download R, how to use it as a calculator, and then how to use it in the course. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about R as we go along. The last thing, and the absolute last thing I want to tell you in this video, and I'm going to jump over to Google Chrome because MyMathLab likes Google Chrome a little bit more, is how to use R. I'm sorry, how to use, I have an alarm set to pick up my kid here. How to use MyMathLab. Okay, so MyMathLab, we log into Pearson Access. So click that. It's going to say Open Pearson. And then you're going to click that. It's going to say Open MyLab and Mastering. Okay, so we'll click that button. And then this will take you to our MyMathLab site. This is going to be a little bit different view here. Actually, I was having problems with this earlier because I think they're still updating some things and getting ready for the semester to start. But this is what this is going to look like. You're going to see your assignment show up here. What I would actually encourage you to do is, instead of using this tile here on the homepage, click on the link on the left, and that'll show you the different assignments that you have and the due dates. Okay, and so this will kind of show you what we have here. There's not two different homeworks for chapter 4. I just have 2 versions of it because it was a autosave thing there. So I'll go ahead and fix that, but I'll be adding more homework and quizzes as we go along for each chapter, but that's how you'll access all that and how you'll be able to see that. The final thing I wanted to tell you was just about the ebook. So if you click on e-text on the menu, you can open up the ebook, and this kind of walks you through all the stuff that you'll need to do that. So this is not my favorite way to look at a book. First of all, it's kind of slow, as you can tell. It's waiting on something, but I also just like having an actual physical copy of the book. I'm old enough where I vastly enjoy having a physical paper copy of the book there. So if you like the ebook, you have this totally available to you. If you wanted to buy the physical copy of the book, you're welcome to do that as well. I don't really think you need the 10th edition if you wanted to buy the physical book. Of course, the homework sets will be different if you buy an older version, but you have access to the homework on MyMathLab, so you don't really need a current version to do homework. So I think an old version of the text would probably be good enough if you like having that paper copy. So anyways, so that is everything conceivably I can think of regarding the course. If you have any questions about anything, just email me. My email is in Canvas, or you can just send me a Canvas message. And I look forward to getting to meet all of you very soon.